the 2 bazillion games in my backlog.
The new game that's coming out next week. So this is a pile of games that I haven't touched. This is my physical English Otome Game Backlog, and I felt like talking about it today. I've played quite a few Otome games over the last, I want to say 2-ish years since I really got into the genre. Even though I've played a lot, I've also amassed a somewhat significant backlog. Maybe to some of you this is not a lot. To some of you this might be like a huge amount of games, I don't know. To me, the stack is getting a little bit big. I thought this would actually be a nice opportunity to sort of go through... Oh, don't drop them. So I thought this might actually be kind of a nice way to sort of go through the games that I just have sitting on my shelf right now that I haven't played yet, figure out what I'm most excited for, maybe what I want to play next. So this is Dairoku Ayakashi Mori, or the English title is Dairoku Agents of Sakuratani, and this is a game that I think mainly bought because the art was super appealing to me. This is probably the game I've had in my backlog for the longest, actually. I bought this pretty much like a couple months into me starting to play Otome games, but I think I started the common route and then I never really got into any character routes, and then I just got distracted with other games. The premise seemed really interesting, so the main character, I think her name is Shino, she like starts working for this organization that is like monitoring Ayakashi in this like separate realm where they live, and all of the allies look super pretty. I don't remember their names, but I was really excited for this guy and also for him. I believe this is the same artist who made the art for Bad Apple Wars on Vita, which I haven't played, but I also remember that having like a really striking, beautiful art style. Because it looks so pretty and I've also had it in my backlog for such a long time, I think I'm probably gonna want to play this soon-ish, but we'll get to that later on as well after I get through these games, because I've been really bad at catching up with my backlog because there's so many games coming out all the time that I'm excited for. Ooh, okay, so this game is the third volume of the Hana Awase series, which I actually have the full box set for here in the corner, if you can see it. It has all 4 games in it. I just took the third one out, and I already played the first 2 volumes of the series. This was actually I want to say recent, but I feel like it actually came out last year, like quite a while ago. And I believe this game has Japanese, Chinese, simplified Chinese, and English text. Yeah. So that's really cool. And yeah, I already played the first 2 volumes, Mizuchi-hen and Himeotsugi-hen, and this one is the volume for Karakurenai and Utsutsu, who are the 2 boys on the cover here. I think it's also the only volume that centers around 2 LIs. All of the other games just focus on 1 LI. Generally, this series has kind of a different structure from most Otome games that I'm used to, from like Automate or Rejet or whatever. Yeah, like the whole story kind of plays out over the 4 volumes, but each of the volumes focuses on a specific love interest. And, you know, the kind of overarching lore and story gets revealed bit by bit. This is a really strange series to me. It's very enjoyable. I really like it. I'm also a huge fan of the art. I know some people kind of feel iffy about the art style, but I think it's quite unique and charming, and you can also really see the artist's work improving over the volumes. I really like that they all have different music as well. They're sort of shorter games, so I'm thinking of getting into this one soonish as well. I have a friend who I've been kind of playing along with as well for these, so I know she already started the 3rd volume and is probably waiting for me to get into it. So yeah, as you can see, it's still sealed, but I should crack that one open. And of course, since that was volume 3 out of 4, I also haven't played the 4th one yet, which is Iroha volume. Also really pretty on the back cover. These games, apart from being separated into different volumes for the love interests, also have something else special about them, which is the like Hanafuda card game minigame that you play, and you really have to like grind a lot and really get into it and you know, become stronger to even get the good endings. So I remember just like playing hours trying to defeat all of the NPCs and like, you know, leveling up my character. The box set for this, by the way, is so pretty. I really like it. I'm glad I got it because it ended up being a lot cheaper than picking up all of the games individually. It was a bit of a gamble because obviously I wasn't sure if I would end up liking the games after playing them fully. Like, I played the demo that they released on the Nintendo eShop before the games came out, and I like that, so it was like a little treat. And yeah, now I'm glad that I did, because it's definitely a very unique series of games that just kind of have something about them that you can't find in any other Otome title. Yeah, and it's also really nice to play along with a friend and kind of talk about the games as well. So to my friend, if you're watching this, I promise I will play Karakura 9 Utsutsu Volume soon. So we can talk about it. Put that back here. It also looks so pretty on the shelf. Ooh, next is actually my newest acquisition, Hanakare. And this is another game that includes Japanese and English text, but this was kind of surprising because it was initially just announced as like a regular Japanese Otome game title, but then they, like, at some point before the release were like, by the way, we're also doing an English localization on top of this, which is super cool. I haven't started playing this in English because I'm actually planning on playing this title in Japanese. My Japanese isn't great. I can read a bit, you know. I think my listening comprehension is a lot better than my reading, but I'm studying for the JLPT at the moment as well, so I was like, you know, might as well. So this is actually one that I'm gonna be playing like bit by bit every day. Maybe I'm gonna just try to do like 20-30 minutes as a part of my study session. Maybe I'll pick up some flower related vocabulary along the way too. But yeah, even though this is a pretty new game that I haven't played yet, I am still not completely unfamiliar with the series because I actually listened to one of the drama CDs that this game is based on. So this is the 4th volume. I listened to this and I really liked it, and then they were like, yo, we're making an Otome game, and I was like, yo, that's so cool, because I really liked the concept and it was very sweet. It will definitely make you feel doki doki. And because this is based on a drama CD series with like different guys who have different pre-established relationships towards the heroine, English is hard, you know what I mean. This game actually has 4 protagonists as well, so for each of the guys, you also get a matching heroine to go along with, so all of the roots are canon! Yay! I really like this, I think it's cool, and I am very excited to see the different girls' personalities as well in this. Next we have our first fan disc, so this is Color X Malice Unlimited. I don't know why I've been sitting on this for so long. I really like Color X Malice. I'm especially excited for my boy Minio's root. Very excited to see him again, and yeah, I feel like with all of these games, I'm like, oh, I should play this next, and that's why I never get around to finishing my backlog. And then I just end up playing like something that comes out new, and I'm like, oh, cool, and then the stack just grows. But yeah. Next up is Sympathicus. So this is a game that I wasn't even really planning on buying at all, but here I am. So this is actually the day 1 edition of the game. Poster, some character bromides and stuff, which is pretty neat. Or I guess like Skishi, more like Skishi style maybe, but I haven't opened them yet. I thought I could do that when I actually get around to playing it. I bought this game secondhand from a mutual because they were like, I'm selling this for a really good price, anyone wanted? And I was like, okay, I guess me. So this is a like very contemporary setting. You're working in this office, and I think you're trying to develop an app or something, and then these are like all of your co-workers, and the art is really pretty. I really like how the game looks. It's just really not like the kind of setting that I gravitate towards. I do have games with contemporary settings that I really like. For example, Amnesia is one, but that one has like, you know, this kind of mystery, supernatural twist to it, and this one is really just like slice of life normal, which I also like slice of life, but I prefer to have it with like a fantasy setting, like maybe more like Radiant Tale or something. But if it's just like a full-on contemporary, no crazy shenanigans setting, I'm usually like not as interested in it. I have heard a lot of good things about this game though from friends who played it. Like a lot of people really enjoyed the characters, and I think one thing that's weird about this game, the heroine doesn't actually have a face. I do really like heroines that have a strong personality and a lot of character to them, so the guy that I'm most interested in is probably him because he looks like a silly, ganky, idiot redhead. I might be wrong. I don't really know much at all about the personalities of these guys. This has been sitting in my backlog for like half a year or something whenever it came out. And again, the friend who I was playing Hana Awase with, she also wants to play Sympathy Kiss with me, so I'm like, I'll have to get around to it eventually. But yeah, this is one that, you know, is not really high on my priority list yet. It does have a pretty nice reversible cover though. I guess it's like the box art of the Day 1 edition, and then this is the main cover. Ooh, rated 18. The European USK logo is so ugly, by the way. I hate how big it is on all of the game cases. The last game that I want to talk about, which is fitting because I just mentioned this series earlier, is the Amnesia Later X Crowd fan discs. This is once again a Day 1 edition. I have the bundle of the 2 Day 1 editions right there. I already played all of Amnesia Memories. It was actually my very first Otome game that I ever played. I bought it on Steam sale one day because I was like, oh, this looks kind of interesting. A visual novel, some romance. I've heard of Otome games, you know, I want to try this. It all just went downhill from there. No, but seriously, I'm really happy that I played that game because I loved it and it just really introduced me to a genre that I feel like was made for me. I really, really love playing Otome games and I'm very grateful to Amnesia. So I definitely also want to play the fan disc, and what's great about this is that they combined both the later and crowd fan disc on one cartridge, so you get both of them in here. And also, I already saw on the back, this game also has new mini-games as well. I'm like weirdly obsessed with the mini-games from the original Amnesia. I think my proudest Steam achievement that I have is just beating all of the boys in air hockey and rock, paper, scissors. I actually just finished replaying the majority of Amnesia on Switch since I originally played it on Steam, and I also wanted to play it portably, so maybe it would be a good time to dive into this. So yeah, that's like all of the backlog games, and as you can tell, for most of them, I'm pretty excited to have them and to be able to play them soon. But there is an issue. As of me recording this right now, the English localization for 9-RIP is coming out in a couple days, like on Monday. I'm gonna want to play that right away. Like, it's October, the game is all about like the heroine getting spirited away to like multiple different worlds. You know, the LIs are based on different ayakashi and other characters from Japanese folklore, and it's like, I have to play it. It's October, it's spooky time. So that is coming out this month. And then next month, my most anticipated game of the year is coming out, which is the English localization of the Shue no Village fan disc. And I've just been waiting for this, like, ever since I completed the first game. It's one of my favorite Otome games of all time. I'm so excited, and like, obviously I'm gonna want to play it right away when it comes, so I'm gonna be busy for like October and November pretty much with like the good soup that is being delivered to us by Idea Factory and Axis. So thank you for localizing these. Can't wait. Very excited, but also my backlog will have to keep suffering a while longer. But yeah, I think despite that, despite these 2 games coming out soon that I'm gonna prioritize, I still want to pick something to play next. So while I wait for 9-RIP to come out, I'm probably gonna start playing Amnesia later. Since I just replayed the first game and my Amnesia brain rot is very strong right now, I think it would be a good one to play. And then I'm probably gonna shelve it for a little bit when 9-RIP comes out and probably forget about it when the Verge FD comes out, and then after that I might come back to it. I do really want to play this because it's been on my backlog for so long, but I also really want to play along with my friend who is playing the 3rd Hana Awase volume right now. So I might have to bench Daidoku for even longer, and then, I don't know, get around to either Daidoku or Sympathy Kiss, and I guess I also want to play the Color X Malice FD. Let's face it, I'm never gonna like actually get through my backlog anyway, because I'm just gonna add more games on top of it. And apart from my English Otome Game Backlog, I also have a Japanese backlog. So, you know what? At the end of the day, why am I even fighting it? Why am I even fighting it? like, it's kind of nice to have a library of games at home that you can just pick and choose from whenever you feel like playing something new. So yeah, that was fun. I hope you had fun too. Feel free to let me know what games you have in your Otome game or general game backlog right now, and if you pre-ordered any of the games that are coming out soon, feel free to leave. I'm losing the ability to speak. Feel free to leave a comment down below, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. Gilbert and I will see you soon. Bye bye! I don't have the time to play all of these, dude. A lot of the time, I don't even feel like playing a new game. I will replay Gil's Root and Pure Fiona for the 20th time.